I have a lot of young coaches who watch this show, so I'm excited to ask you, what's a coaching lesson that you learned the hard way in your career that still sticks with you today?
You have to be willing to change. You have
Mm,
to be willing to change. I mean, that's one of the things I think that has led, to any kind of long-term success I have. You have to be able to look at yourself,
mm,
and if something goes wrong or
yeah,
something's not working, you have to find an answer.
mm,
You can't just kind of throw up your hand. Well, this is what we do. This is
mm,
this is what we have. No, you have to search and study for those answers. And for a young coach, you have to find those answers like before the problems occur. I mean,
yeah,
when you're spending any time out of season, you're watching film. Like you're
yeah,
looking at different things. You're looking at different situations and different things offenses are doing around the country, and you're saying, "Well, how would I defend that? How
mm,
would I defend that?"
yeah,
So you're generating those answers, even if you have never seen that concept before.
yeah,
You're constantly trying to grow and adapt, and then don't point fingers. I mean, accept the responsibility if something goes wrong. To be able to stand in front of the players and say,
yeah,
because we all make those mistakes.
mm,
Hey, I didn't teach you right. They got me on this play. This is not your fault. I mean, you have to be able to accept responsibility if something goes
yeah,
wrong, and don't try to hide from it.
mm,
A lot of you get, oh man, the head coach is going to get me now. Get me now. How do I somehow make this look good?
mm,
No, my advice to young guys is it's not good. You know what I mean? Call it what it is.
yeah,
Call it what it is. It's not good.
yeah,
We got to fix it.
yeah,
And then go about fixing it with a plan, and don't try to run from any problems that come up.
yeah. And the players will have a lot of respect for that too, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
appreciate that. I mean,
yeah,
the last thing I tell the guys before they leave the locker room for the game is all your mistakes are on me today. I mean, all your good plays are on you, but all your mistakes are on me, because if you make a mistake, you're not trying to make a mistake.
mm,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
So either I didn't have you prepared, or maybe you made that mistake in the week, and I didn't
mm,
get it corrected well enough. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's not, when you get to game time, I think those guys have to just be able to play free,
yeah,
because not everything's going to go right, but
yeah,
they can't be worried about looking over their shoulder.
yeah.
And so I take responsibility for all the mistakes on game day, I'm accountable for that. And I think that leads to a lot of trust.
Yeah, you're almost done spring ball here with your first year at Penn State. What are the areas that you've been really pleased with your defense so far, and what are the areas where you're still, hey, we got to get better right there?
Yeah, I've been pleased with the way we cover. I feel like there is a tradition or things they've already done in the defensive backfield, and particularly with the corners, where those
Mm-hmm,
guys are one-on-one a lot, where those guys, they play aggressive. I
mm-hmm,
mean, they get their hands on people, and they match routes, and I mean, Coach Smith really has it going there in terms
yeah,
of their culture. I've been impressed with that. I've been impressed with the D-line numbers and depth, and it feels like there are a bunch of guys who can just come off the ball,
mm-hmm,
and the way they attack the line of scrimmage. Um, you know, they're getting off the ball here all the time, and that's kind of how Dion has taught them, and that's kind of a culture
mm-hmm.
that they have.